to the A to Z quiz. This is a quiz with a twist. You're going to get 26 questions, one for every letter of the alphabet. Sounds easy, right? Well, here's the catch. The first letter of each answer follows the alphabet in order. So question 1's answer will start with A, question 2 with B, question 3 with C, and we'll keep going until we hit Z. The answers are short, usually just a word or two, and the questions could be about anything: history, movies, sport, music, or just a bit of random trivia. Think you can make it all the way from A to Z without slipping up? Let's find out. Good luck, and let's play the Great British Quiz. Okay, let's kick off with A. He's the cheeky red-capped leader of a famous singing trio of chipmunks. Who is he? That's Alvin, always up to mischief and never missing his moment in the spotlight. In card games, what trick-taking classic is usually played in partnerships? It's bridge, the game of skill, memory and teamwork at the card table. A large, brightly coloured bird from Australia, related to the emu but smaller, is called what? That would be the cassowary, striking, dangerous and about as prehistoric looking as birds get. Which D wears long robes and gathers at Stonehenge to welcome the midsummer sun? Druids, cool in a kind of old school way. Sci-fi now. In Star Trek, what was Captain Kirk's ship called? I'm sure every Trekkie was shouting at the screen. It's the USS Enterprise. What pasta is made of thin, flat dough, often served with sauce, cheese or meat? One of my favourites, it's fettuccine. Ribbons of pasta made to soak up every last drop of flavour. The Italian chocolate paste made with cocoa and hazelnuts and the ancestor of Nutella is called what? That would be gianduja, rich, nutty, and the sweet inspiration behind a global favourite. Which H from Norse mythology was the watchman of the gods who guarded the Bifrost Bridge? It's Heimdall, the ever-watchful sentinel guarding Asgard with eyes that miss nothing. The country poetically known as the Emerald Isle is which one? The beautiful Ireland, lush, green and brimming with history and music. A Roman god with two faces gave his name to which month of the year? That's January, named after the god Janus. Here's one to keep you on your toes. The self-defense system created by the Israeli military, designed for real-world combat. What's it called? It's Krav Maga, direct, fierce and built for survival in the real world. What L is the unit of volume is equal to 1,000 millilitres? The humble litre, the everyday measure for milk, juice and just about every drink in your fridge. The small desert mammal that stands upright and keeps watch for predators is called what? That's the meerkat, the tiny sentinel of the savannah when they are not trying to get you to compare the market. Which N is one of Columbus's 3 famous ships that sailed in 1492? That's the Nina, the trusty little ship that carried explorers across the Atlantic. What was Homer's epic poem telling of a long journey home? The Odyssey, the original road trip packed with monsters, storms and clever escapes. We're on to P, which P is the giant South American rodent, second only to the capybara in size. It's the parka, big, furry and never far from the water. The mineral crystal that helps regulate time in watches and clocks is what? Not diamond, but simple quartz, keeping time with precision, one steady vibration at a time. A style of Japanese pottery used in traditional tea ceremonies is called what? It's called raku, rustic, simple and central to the ritual of tea. He's the always loyal right-hand man to Mr. Burns. He's called Smithers, devoted, patient and forever running to Mr. Burns's beck and call. In Greek mythology, the deep abyss used as a dungeon of torment is called what? That's Tartarus, darker, deeper and more terrifying than Hades itself. A small four-stringed instrument, often linked to Hawaiian music, is called what? It's the ukulele, tiny in size but full of joyful sound. Blood returning to the heart, travels through what type of vessel? It travels through your veins, the body's vital highways carrying blood back home. The natural fibre shorn from sheep and spun into yarn is what? Of course it's wool, warm, soft and keeping us cosy for thousands of years. An ancient Greek city once famed for its role in early festivals and myths was called what? Xanthus, a name echoing through history and legend. A probiotic milk drink from Japan named after a strain of bacteria is what? It's that small drink, Yakult, a tiny bottle packing a big probiotic punch. And finally, we reach Z, what 1981 3D perspective, scrolling shooter video game was published and developed by Sega. One for the kids of the 1980s, it's Zaxxon, the arcade hit that blew gamers' minds with its futuristic graphics. Quiz, how did you do? Count up your correct answers and let us know your score down in the comments section. We'd love to see how many of you made it all the way from A to Z. Thanks so much for playing along and being part of the fun. We hope you enjoyed testing your knowledge as much as we enjoyed putting the questions together. We'll be back soon with another great British family quiz, so make sure you join us again. Until then, take care and we'll see you next time.